everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and my mom's on the show today, Ingrid.
Hi.
And we're cooking up a storm. We're making a beautiful roasted Napa Valley Chipotle peach pork tenderloin today. It's gonna be good. Yeah? The sweetness of the peach is gonna go really nicely with that little bit of spice from the chipotle. Love it. So to start off with, I have a large frying pan on my stove top with about, I don't know, a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. Now this is an oven-proof frying pan because I'm going to roast the pork tenderloin, finish it off in the oven in that pan. So if you don't have a pan like that, you can just transfer it to a roasting pan after. So let's get started. We're going to start with some really great spice rub. This is Napa Jack's Chipotle and Honey Rub, and this is what it looks like. Very, very tasty stuff. And in fact, the peach vinegar we're using today comes from the same company, Wine Country Kitchens, but this is Napa Valley Chardonnay peach vinegar. And it actually has some pureed peach in there. Really, really tasty stuff. Make sure you check out my reviews on both of these products because they're very tasty and we've used them on quite a few different things. So I've got a really nice pork tenderloin here. So this is 1.5 pounds. It's 0.7-ish kilograms. Okay? And we're just going to simply season it with some pepper. I freshly ground some pepper to begin with. And I'm going to be nice and generous with these spices because why not? Some pepper and some of this really great spice rub. Now you can see all kinds of great things in here. Lots of different spices and chunky pieces and a little bit finer pieces as well. On the container, they'll tell you some of the things. They won't tell you everything because it's a special secret, right? But they do have, it says spices including chili pepper, salt, garlic, honey. There's cane sugar in here, brown sugar, orange peel, and natural smoke flavor. So that's going to be really lovely.
Yeah, that will go very well with pork.
Yep. So just grab yourself a nice pinch. I want to season that up. I want to make sure that I'm seasoning up the sides, every part of this.
These are wonderful rubs, especially this one. But if you don't have the ingredients, these ingredients handy, you can always make your own rub.
In fact, check out our show for how to make a dry spice rub for meat, I believe. I just looked at it this morning, in fact. Putting it up for Super Bowl.
Right, and then just put it in a little tin or a little glass jar, and you'll have it handy every time you go to prepare your meat.
That's right.
However, this is amazingly easy. It's all done for you, and some of the ingredients, as Kim said, they don't even tell you. So it's a secret.
If you wanted to do this even thicker, because it is a rub, you could really rub the whole thing. But I don't think we need the whole thing done like that. I mean, Mom likes spicy, but she doesn't like it outrageously spicy either. Yeah. So I think this is a good way to do it. So it's just sprinkled. My pan is nice and hot. You want to make sure that that oil is dancing before you put it in. Or you can test it with a splash of water, and if it sizzles, it's ready to go. If not, let it heat a little bit more. So into the pan, I'm going to brown it on all sides. So this is an essential step for flavor as well as the aesthetics. You want a nice browned, crunchy bit on the outside. I want to get that skin nice and caramelized so that when I put my peach glaze on it, you still have that crispy skin, but with a little bit of sticky glaze on the outside. It's going to be beautiful.
You can hear it sizzling in the pan.
So this is probably going to take a good 10 minutes to achieve the color that you want before throwing into the oven. And I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I like to use a splatter guard so we can get everything all messy and dirty. It's still sizzling, you can hear it. And there you go. So it's nice and browned on the outside. Now, we just need to get it into that oven so it can finish roasting on the inside. So 350 degrees for another, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, I would say, until it's all the way through. We like our pork done through, no pink. So we're gonna check it in probably 30 minutes just to make sure everything is okay. And I'm going to ever so loosely cover it with some aluminum foil. So spray the shiny side of your aluminum foil so it doesn't stick to the skin. You'll be really upset that it pulls off that gorgeous skin.
Because it gets a little sticky under there.
That's right. So just a loose tent. You don't want it steaming in there. You want to keep that crust nice and crusty, but you want it to, you know, keep it from browning much more because you've already accomplished that. Into the oven it goes. All right, so we're taking a look at this. It's been 30 minutes. It's looking great. It's going well. I think we need at least another 10 minutes in there like this. And I'm going to start getting my glaze prepared. That's about all the time I'll need to get that done. Now tonight we're serving this alongside some rice and a beautiful braised cabbage in lamb drippings. They're so good. So back into the oven this goes. 10 more minutes. We'll see that. Really, really nice. So we're going to do this glaze. And I'm starting with 1/4 cup of this vinegar. Now this vinegar actually has peach puree in it, which makes it a little bit cloudy, but it's really, really tasty. Now I'm going to put that into a frying pan on my stovetop, and I'm just going to reduce that down by about half. This is going to concentrate the flavors. It's also going to help bring the sugars out. And then I'm going to add some peach jam. We've made some beautiful homemade freezer jam that's peach. Make sure you check out that recipe. That's going in as well, and maybe a little bit of the rub that we used on the pork tenderloin just to season this up. I'm also going to add a little bit of butter to this right now, in fact. Maybe a teaspoon or so. And that's going to keep this glaze a little bit shiny and a little bit tasty also as well. Fat really carries flavor, and that's what we want. So let this reduce down by about half. Okay, we're going to add a pinch of this rub just to keep it nice and spicy and along with the same theme. Now this vinegar reducing is not only going to concentrate the flavor, but it's also going to help bring out those sugars. It's going to be really nice. Now this smells like so peachy in our kitchen right now. It's peachy. So I'm going to add maybe 2 heaping tablespoons of this gorgeous peach jam. Now in here we have chunks of peaches. We did a beautiful jam this time. And in that goes, I'm going to mix that with the reduced peach vinegar. And now we got some things going on. And I'm going to turn off the heat and just let this combine. My pork tenderloin is ready to be glazed now, so let's just get this finished. It doesn't need much else. Right. Mama, let's try it. Well, you have to taste test it. Is it right?
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's peachy and buttery and sweet and
thick, like a nice thick syrup.
Now you only need a couple tablespoons of this. And this is what we've got here. I'm actually going to glaze. You can see it's all here. I can't show it to you if I tilt it too much. But I'm going to glaze it twice and let it just heat through in the oven. That looks fantastic. All right, our pork tenderloin is either done or ever so slightly under. And that's what we need because it's going to go back in the oven for about 10 minutes longer with this. So I'm just going to use a basting brush, and I'm going to get this completely glossed up. I'm going to use probably half of this right now and the other half, and get those chunks of peach on there too. This is going to caramelize up and make the most delicious pork tenderloin. Now you can experiment and use other spices in with this peach if you want. Ginger would go beautifully with it. Other chilies would go nicely with it as well. Get everything you can reach.
That's beautiful.
All right. This tastes so good. Buttery and spicy with the chipotle. Lovely. Back into the oven, uncovered, for 5 minutes on 350. Okay, that's 5 minutes. One more basting. Oh, it looks so good. Now this time I'm probably going to put it back in the oven for maybe 7 minutes. I want to make sure that kind of dries out and caramelizes. On it goes. Oh goodness. It looks so good. Now we have lots of nice drippings here. If you wanted to make a lovely gravy or pan sauce, you could do that. And this will also have some of the peach flavor in there. And you could just use that and spoon that on your rice, your potatoes, or on top of the meat. If you don't have any of these little silicone basting brushes, boy, they're a dream. They work so much nicer than the natural fiber ones. They're so much more easily cleaned. Put in the dishwasher. And you can find it at our store as well. There we go. So back into the oven, I would say a good 7 minutes. I want to make sure that kind of dries up a little bit more. Oh, it looks good. Look at this.
Beautiful.
Chunks of peach on it. Oh,
Gorgeous.
oh boy. That is beautiful. This is exactly what we want. There we go. So the liquid has evaporated. The sugars have started to caramelize, and I put it under the broiler for 2 minutes just to kind of, you know, help it out a bit. What a lovely tenderloin. Now, this needs to rest for about 5 minutes before we even try to, you know, cut into it. You don't want to do that. So we're going to let this sit here with a loose foil tent, and you'll see us in a couple minutes. This has been sitting for 5 minutes. It looks fantastic. All the juices now won't be running out if you try and cut it. So out it comes.
Beautiful.
Wowzers, that's
Look
nice.
at that.
Look at this one.
It's gorgeous.
Pieces of peach everywhere. Oh, it's gonna be so delicious.
Beautiful.
All right, so we're gonna slice this off and we're gonna try it for you. Oh man. Oh, it's juicy.
Oh boy, look at that. All juicy in the middle. The nice crust. Oh, that is gorgeous.
I'm just gonna show you this quickly before we transfer it to our serving platter. What a lovely looking pork tenderloin. Wowzers. There you go. So it's so moist and juicy. So you could make a pan sauce with these lovely drippings if you want, or you can save it for tomorrow to make something else. Awesome stuff. Don't waste it. All right, so I'm just going to transfer this as gently as I can to my serving tray. I'm also going to put the rest of the tenderloin here just because it looks so pretty. We're going to sneak a couple of these little... Oh,
That is so good.
Well, Mom and I are going to taste this. I get the end. Want that piece?
Sure.
Look at this. Caramelized, crispy skin with a gorgeous peachy chipotle glaze, and the meat is so tender and moist. Oh. Spicy, but not too spicy.
Taste the spices. And a little hint of vinegar, peach vinegar, and then the peach glaze. Oh my gosh.
It really concentrated the peach flavor. Moist and tender.
And the crust is a little bit crunchy. It's almost like it's candied on the front.
Searing it first in the frying pan really is the way to go. However, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to just throw the tenderloin in to roast, it'll get nice and browned as well. You just don't want to cover it up with the aluminum foil. That's stellar.
Glorious. So good.
All the savory spices from the rub just did a beautiful job, and I didn't even have to make my own spice rub tonight, which is awesome. This is such a beautiful flavored vinegar, the Chardonnay peach. So it's mixed with Chardonnay wine, and it gives it a really lovely flavor, well-rounded, fruity flavor.
Well, with the pureed peaches in there, it's amazing.
And then you reduced it down and really concentrated it, added some extra beautiful peachy stuff. Gorgeous. So that's how you do it. Make sure,
That's a winner.
this is a fantastic dinner. Can't wait to serve it up. We're ready to go. So make sure you check out Wine Country Kitchens online at winecountrykitchens.com for this spice rub and their whole line of spice rubs, as well as their whole line of the fruit vinegars. These are phenomenal. We use them for so many things, and they lasted so long.
I know.
Gorgeous.
So good.
Absolutely. So that's how you do it. That's how you roast a Napa Valley Chipotle peach pork tenderloin. You're gonna love this recipe. Make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find me syndicated on Roku. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.
Bye-bye.